Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon to those of you who are on the East Coast. All right, I'm going to just jump right in. People can start flowing into the room when they're ready. Um, so, first of all, happy Saturday to everyone. I hope you are having a good day so far. Um, and yeah, so you guys see the title of the video. And this is going to be talking about protections. And I'm talking about spiritual protection, energetic protection, supernatural protection, and why some people get eaten alive because they don't have it. I was having a conversation with a woman that some of you may know. Her name is Alexis K. Tyler. We were talking yesterday, and I was just asking the question, like, why aren't more of our people putting up their protections, and why are they entering into the celebrity arena, into the entertainment industry and business unprotected? Basically, you are stepping into a magical world with no protections, okay? As a mundane person with no protections around you, but everybody around you is magical. Everybody around you uses magic. And these people have been using it for a very, very, very long time, okay? And it's not just the entertainment industry, it's the corporate world, it's everywhere you go. The entire world is and always has been using magic, okay? Your politicians, your government, everything, okay? The logos that you see for businesses, those are what we call sigils, okay? And those are charged with magical intent to bring in wealth, to keep a consistent flow of customers coming in. It's used in marketing, okay? Marketing and advertising, commercials. That is the biggest type of magic that that you can see, okay? Because there is a level of hypnosis in that. I mean, if you've ever been watching a TV show and all of a sudden it cuts to a commercial, and the commercial is like almost 3 times louder than the show itself, and it catches your attention. It's loud like that so that it can snap you into what we call a rapid induction. It's a rapid induction that snaps you into an immediate state of hypnosis so that it can draw your attention, and then you're taking in the suggestion of that commercial. Even looking at, the McDonald's arches, you instantly get a taste in your mouth for French fries, okay? Or you may want an ice cream cone from there, or a burger from. I've never had a McDonald's burger, but you may want a burger from there. You see a Target symbol, you start thinking about all the stuff that you might need to get out of Target. Oh, I need some hair products, or I need some toilet paper, or whatever, okay? So we live in a naturally magical world. And for anybody to deny that and not put their protections up and not understand what magic is and how to incorporate it in their daily lives, to me, it leaves you wide open, okay? It leaves you all the way open, especially if you desire to be in the entertainment industry. You don't necessarily have to work your own magic, although you should, but you should definitely have somebody on your team who knows what they're doing and who can help you and assist you in that way, because you're around a bunch of warlocks, a bunch of magicians, a bunch of witches, okay? A bunch of people who, are tapping into their natural energy for their highest well-being and benefit, and everybody is putting themselves first, okay? But if you're walking in bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, excited to be a part of the inner circle, and you're not questioning things, and you walking in totally unprotected, they're going to eat you alive. That's why we see, certain people who end up not thriving, okay? And some people say, well, you have to sell your soul, you have to sell out, and this and this and this and that. That's selling your soul first of all, is something that you decide to do. Okay? That's a decision that you make. Nothing and no one can determine your wealth, your worth, your success except for you. If you feel like you have to sell your soul in order to become a billionaire or in order to stay on top, then you will. You will. But if you are constantly staying grounded and you work with your spirit team and you work with your ancestors, you will find that your success is going to come to you, whether it may not even come through the industry. Okay. It may come through another channel or another stream, but it's not going to keep you, nothing's going to keep you from your success. Okay. So, you have to tap into your own energy, and you have to use your energy and raise your vibration and understand energy, because everything is energy. If you don't understand how energy works, if you don't understand how healing happens and takes place, if you don't understand the way your mind operates, then you will get eaten alive, whether it's from somebody putting something on you or you being unhealed and having unprocessed emotions, okay, that form disease in the body, okay, that keeps you in poverty, that keeps you in toxic and unhealthy relationships. So it's very, very important to do your research, not only in books and videos and, teachings and mentors, but to do your own research within, to get to know yourself, to sit with yourself, to meditate. Some people say, well, I don't like to meditate because it's so hard. Meditation it's called a meditation practice for a reason, because you have to practice. You have to do it all the time so that you can get to a space where it feels good to meditate and it's not a chore. It's going to be a chore in the beginning, because most people think that when you're meditating, you're supposed to turn off your thoughts. That's not what meditation is. Meditation is you getting to a point where you can quiet the mind, but you cannot turn your thoughts off, because the mind is created to think. Okay? Just like the nose and the lungs are created to assist you in bringing oxygen in and, carbon dioxide out. You can't stop that from happening, right? It's going to happen. That's what it's there for. So you must get into a place where you're so determined to get it down that nothing's going to stop you. And then you come up with a schedule for yourself to meditate. And you don't have to sit for an hour to meditate. You don't have to sit for 20 minutes to meditate. You ain't got to sit for 10. You can sit for 5 minutes in meditation and just sit and breathe. I have a formula that I give my students in the Be Magic course of how to determine how much time in the day they have to meditate. Because some people's excuse is that they don't have time. I don't have any time to meditate. So I give them a formula to help them break that down, to find out where in the day they can meditate, how much time in the day they can meditate, and how they can do it. Because there's so many different forms of meditation. It's not just one way, okay? So putting your protections up. So I was one of those people that used to feel like, well, I'm a good person. I put out good energy. I don't need protection. I'm always protected everywhere I go, right? Because I came from that school of thought, especially when it, coming from a Christian background. And then also going from Christian background into New Thought. And I was just always like, well, I'm always protected. I don't need to worry about that. Okay. So I didn't think about energetic hooks. I didn't think about, people wanting to siphon my energy or suck on my energy. I didn't think about that. Right. Until I needed to think about it. And then I had to learn how to put up my protections, because I was a magical person operating in a magical world with no protections up. And so I found out that there were people who they weren't trying to hurt me, but they were sucking on my energy because I'm a good source. I'm a good source of energy. And once I found that out, I needed to do some certain things to get that off of me and reverse that and put those protections over me. Okay. And you need to do this whether you are a magical person or not. You need to learn how to protect yourself energetically, spiritually, okay, mentally. You need to learn how to put up a shield. You need to learn how to ground and clear your energy. You need to learn how to go through each chakra and cleanse your chakra. You need to understand what middle pillar is, okay? You need to understand, how to go about throughout the day clearing and grounding your energy, okay? How to use universal energy and earth energy, how to use primordial energy. These are things that are going to sustain you, okay? These are things that are going to keep you clear, keep you protected so that you're able to move about your day and go through your life and not have to worry about somebody putting something on you, attacking you, trying to use you or siphon your energy, okay? You'll get to a point eventually where you can feel when somebody is doing that to you, okay? Or you can feel when it's happening, and then you'll get to a point where you're able to determine if it's you that's doing it to you or if it's coming from the outside. But the thing that you got to remember is that even if it is coming from the outside, right? Energy like attracts like. So something can't be happening to you unless it's already happening within you. Okay. So that also brings you into self-awareness, and it helps you tap in even more, and it helps you go deeper, and it helps you to start doing your shadow work. So you see how all of this ties in. People are afraid of so-called magic. Okay. What magic is you returning to you understanding your energy, and you returning to nature. That's what it is. It's not woo woo, airy fairy. It's not monsters and demons. And it's not, witches and goblins and warlocks and all of that type of stuff. I mean, it is, but, it's that's not all it's about. And even that stuff, all that is, those are just aspects of the self. Those are just aspects of who we are as beings with ancient minds, ancient wisdom, who have been here many, 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 many times. We are connected to these beings and to these entities and these energies because we are them on some level. They represent an aspect of us. This is the reason why we experience them. I had a client a while ago who was having some paranormal experiences, okay? And this thing would come, she would get visitations at night, and this thing would come and just stand in the corner of the room. Very, very dark entity, okay? And she was scared out of her mind because she had no idea what this thing was, and she had tried everything, and this thing had been visiting her for years. And it wasn't every single night that it would come, but every now and again it would come, and then it would just come in certain periods. So of course, as a hypnotherapist, my job is to ask the right questions and find out, when did this first start? When does it happen most? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Finally got down to it, right? And it was connected to a time in her life when she was a very young child, okay, where something had happened in her family, a traumatic experience, and that's when this entity started visiting her, okay? So we went in and we talked to this thing. We pulled it up and we talked to it. And come to find out, this particular thing was there to protect her. And it was scary to her because she didn't know what it was. But it was a part of her that extended out. It was an extension of her because at that time in her life, she didn't feel protected. And she didn't have the proper adults around her to protect her. So she formed an extension of herself that stood and watch over her and protected her, even in her adult years, when she felt scared, when she felt stressed out, when she felt insecure and unsure of things. This thing would show up because it was time for it to come again to stand over and watch and protect her. Now, she had no idea that she was doing this, right? But that's how powerful our energy is how powerful our minds are, okay? That when something is going on that we feel like we don't have any control over, we will form some mechanism to protect us, to assist us, okay? Now, how awesome would it be to do it with intention, to do it with focus, and to know to do that? So when it does show up for you, you know exactly what it is. You don't have to be afraid of it, because you know you created this thing and it's there for you, and you get to tell it what to do for you and how to do it, okay? That is what magic about. That's what magic is about. Magic is about having full sovereignty and control over your own energy, having control of your environment, having the ability to expect the best, prepare for the best, but accept whatever comes as information and not get overly emotional about it, okay? And not be in fear. Even if, and you'll get to a point, if you start doing this work, get to a point where even the things that scare you, the desire to understand it overrides the fear, if that makes sense. The ability to understand it will override the fear. The ability to go deep dive into it and ask the right questions will override the fear, because you're like, well, what is this? Why is this here? Why is this happening to me right now? And then you're able to go into it and dissect it a little bit, understand it, pull out what you need, and you keep going, okay? And then soon you're able to discern what needs your attention and what doesn't, what deserves your attention and what doesn't, okay? Protection is the first step. Learning how to protect yourself, learning how to put your shield up, guard yourself, learning how to manipulate energy. Okay, if you're in a dangerous situation, there's ways for you to completely shift the outcome of that situation in the very moment. In that moment, there's ways for you to do that. Okay, it's ways for you to shift how something is going to play out for you specifically. Okay. So if you're going, let's just say you have a court hearing, right? And you're afraid that it may not go in your favor. There's things that you can do to protect you and to alter the outcome. That's all it is you altering the outcome in your favor on your behalf. And people are doing it all the time. They're doing it all the time. If you're not doing it, if you're just living life willy-nilly, floating around, oh, I'm okay, nothing's wrong, right? If you're not doing it and you are around people who are doing it, you are going to find yourself needing protection. So instead of needing it, you take preventative measures and you set that up ahead of time. So you already have it. What do they say? If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? So specifically for those of us that are entering into the healing arts world, if you're entering into the world of magic and you're going to be around a bunch of people who do magic, you definitely need to learn protection first, okay? If you're going into the entertainment industry, if you're going into the banking industry, if you're going into the finance industry, you definitely want to put your protections up. People don't understand how magical. I was having a conversation with another friend of mine the other day. People don't understand how magical the stock market is. If you watch the stock market, there's a lot of magic in that. It's an entity on its own. Do you know that when you start to tap into your inner awareness, your higher self, your energy, and your ancestors and your team, and you understand how to pierce the veil and communicate with the other side, do you know that you can tap into something that can assist you in being a success in the stock market? It's not all just numbers and math. No, people use their intuition because it's an entity, it's an energy, it's a magical thing. It's constantly changing and shifting. If you ever watch the the chart of the stock market, if you watch the numbers, it's always shifting and changing, and there is something behind that change. Tap into that something behind the change. But if you don't allow yourself to sit and think this deeply about something, and you're just kind of all over the place, or you're just stuck in your mundane world working all day and, taking care of everybody else except for yourself, this is why most people get eaten alive. And this is why most people live a life that they don't want to be living, because they're not taking the time to kind of pull apart things and look at it from a very strategic standpoint. Magic is not airy-fairy, willy-nilly. Magic is very strategic. You are a scientist. You are playing the observer. You are putting things into action, and you're taking notes to see how it works for you, and then you're shifting it around. You're not leaving it up to chance or leaving it up to something or someone in the sky above you. You're taking full ownership over it, and then trusting that it's going to unfold the way you want it to unfold. You're not praying to something outside of yourself, hoping and wishing that it'll happen. You're claiming it from a place of sovereignty and divinity, because you have that power, because it's been placed inside of you. You're claiming it and you're expecting it to happen because you've put certain things in motion for it to happen. Okay? So we live in a magical world, and because we live in a magical world, then we need to understand what that means, and we need to understand the way in which we want to show up in it. Doesn't mean that you have to become a full-on magician or a full-on witch or whatever you want to call it. You don't have to do that. However, you need to understand the world that you live in. And we've been taught not to deal with that type of energy. We've been taught to not deal with ourselves and just don't worry about that. Let somebody else handle that for you. We've been taught that for so long that now people think it's evil, and they think that is, you're a devil worshiper if you do it and all of this stuff. And so all that does is just keeps you further from your nature. It keeps you further from your sovereignty and who you are as a natural god, goddess being. Okay? Because that's what we are in the flesh. That's what we are. We have the ability to create. You have the ability to create life. That's probably one of the most magical things or alchemical things on this planet that a person can do. Create life and then usher life through a portal into a new world, into a new dimension, a new realm. You're pulling it out of one realm and one dimension through your vessel, out of a portal into a whole new dimension. That's magic. I'm sorry, mothers and fathers, you've already done magic. If you cook food, you're doing magic because you're taking it, you're an alchemist because you're taking it from one state to the next, okay? If you change the feng shui in your home and you get a whole new energy and all of a sudden money is just flowing in and everybody is being sweet and nice to each other, you just did magic. If you get a haircut and you totally change the way you look and now everybody is turning their head and looking at you, you just did magic. What would happen if you did it intentionally? What would happen if you did it with purpose every single day? Okay. Put your protections up if you don't know how to do that. Hey, Brandy. Thank you. Hey, Doris. Hey, Chi. Hey, y'all. What's up? Um, put your protections up, y'all. Especially now during this time where there's, a lot of things coming at us suggestion wise, okay? I was laughing the other day because I just saw something else that I think it was a CNN or something. I don't really watch the news like that. I mean, but I'll catch little clips and articles. I read newspapers. I have newspapers that come to my house. I'll read the newspaper. And then I'll catch certain articles and stuff like that that is posted on social media and things like that. I'll do that. But I was cracking up laughing because now they're saying that the virus cannot be spread on surfaces, and I'm just like, they were like, and the lady was like, after us wiping everything down and leaving stuff outside, now they're saying that it's a very low chance that it is passed through surfaces. So this is the reason why it's important for you to get to know you. Because for me personally, I tap into my own higher self and my own intuition. If something's happening in the world, I'm like, okay, that's information for me. Now let me tap in and talk to my team and my higher self so that I can get an understanding of what I need to do to navigate through this without the influence of the suggestions from other people outside of me who are speaking from fear, acting in fear. What do I need to do? 1, keep my protections up. 2, keep my filters up, because I have a filter for whatever comes in. It's filtered. It's filtered so that by the time it reaches me, it is now transmuted into only beneficial energy that serves my highest good instead of taking me down or making me feel doubtful or bringing some sort of illness my way. I transmute the energy, okay? But I do that daily through protection work that I do, okay? Because information changes all the time, especially when it's a new situation and people still don't know what the heck they're talking about. Things change all the time. So you must be able to be flexible enough to say, okay, let me shift here, let me navigate, let me pivot here, right? And you also have to be tapped in enough to trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust your feelings in your body. Get to know where you feel certain things in your body. That's also protection. When you start to understand, okay, when if I'm around somebody, like I was having a conversation yesterday with my friend, and we were talking about a particular person, and I said, well, when I heard her name years ago, I immediately got like this sensation in my shoulder where I was just like, I don't know about this one. I never met this person before a day in my life. I'd never heard of her, but the mere mention of her name just kind of sent static up and down my shoulder. And I was like, well, that's the person I'll probably never work with. I'll never do work with her, right? So, and fast forward maybe 10, 13 years later, I'm hearing things about this person that is confirming and validating the feeling that I had running up my shoulder, right? So now I know that in my shoulders will tell me that static, even it's like a static feeling that I feel. A staticky feeling will let me know if a person is not for me. And that has happened to me a few times, even with people who I thought were good friends. I left a conversation feeling very staticky, like all over my body. And I knew at that moment that I could no longer be around that person anymore because they didn't have my best interests at heart. They had a lot of other shit running underneath the surface that wasn't serving me. So that was protection to keep me from that person. right? Because if I would have kept going down that road and going down that road and ignoring the feeling that I get in my body, who knows what could have happened? Who knows what that person could have done down the line to disappoint or even try to hurt me? You don't know you don't know how you make people feel. You know what I mean? We think everybody loves us and respects us and wants to see the best for us. But sometimes it's people that you think are your friends or you think is your family or whatever that will disappoint you or who really hate your guts. Protection. Protection, first and foremost, is healing. Heal yourself so you can stop attracting certain energies to you that want to hurt you, that don't like you. Because it's a reflection of something within that needs to be healed, first and foremost. So once you start healing, you start automatically protect. That's another form of protection, because now you're not sending out the same signal. Come poop on me, come do me wrong, come steal from me, come do whatever from me, come take advantage of me. You're not sending that out anymore because you've started to heal something within you. So now you're putting your protections up, right? After you start healing, right, the next thing is to sit with your body and start to understand what each area or region of your body is trying to tell you. Understand what your chakras represent and what they represent when they are not healed and when they are not cleared. Okay, and understand what the symptoms are. I just did a class on chakras. Just did a class last week on chakras, right? I know 2 weeks ago on chakras, and what each chakra represents, and how to there's a corresponding breath work that you can do, a corresponding hand mudra you can do, a corresponding deity that you can work with those chakras, a corresponding chant that you can do to open up the chakra, clear the chakra, all of that stuff, right? So I just did a class on that on May 15th. The manifest through the breath. And we started working with the chakras, because before you can even start to manifest using breath work, you got to make sure that your power centers are clear, that they're healed. And whatever's not healed, then you need to work with those particular power centers. But if you don't know which power center rules over your relationship with your family, then you don't even know where to start executing the healing and to start activating the protection, right? This is why it's so important, guys, to do classes, to read, to do whatever, because it's going to give you information to assist you with your journey, okay? I still take class. I took a class last night. Paid $300 for the class. I am in an apprenticeship where I have a mentor who I pay a good amount of money to every month, okay? It's important. Even though I know what I know, even though I do what I do, even though I teach others, I still need teaching. And most of the time it's stuff that I already know when I go to these classes. But everybody has their own different approach, and I respect and appreciate other people's approaches, okay? Hey, Brandy. Yes, it was recorded. I actually need to go back. Yes, Doris was in the class. Yes, she was in the class. I actually need to go back and re-record it, because during that time, my computer just kept shutting down. It kept shutting down. It kept shutting down. So I want to re-record it. The people who were in the class, they have the recording, but I'm going to re-record that, do a clean recording, and then I'll post it on the website for you guys to purchase. But while you can go back and purchase it, it's always best to do the class live, y'all. It's best to come and do the classes live, because if you have questions, if you have questions, you can ask the questions. We're going through the exercises together. So if something happens and you get stuck, or you're having an experience in your body and you need help to move through that, hey, Ty, hey, brother. if you get stuck and you need to move through that process, I'm there to assist you, or somebody else in the class can assist you, because people who take my classes are also healers and doctors and therapists and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we can all come together and assist one another, right? So I think that it is best if you do the class live, even though it's recorded, and you can always email me or text me and say, hey, I'm taking this class right now. Can you help me with this? What does this mean? And why is this happening right now? I was doing the breathing and then this happened. My foot got hot, my hands got hot, my head got hot, whatever, and then we can move through it together. But it's important that you start learning how to do these things, because the world is only going to get more magical. We are shifting into, we haven't shifted. We're already there. We're already in the Aquarian age. Okay. We're in the age of Aquarius. This is the age of thought, of mental power, and air. Okay. So this means that information is coming through the airwaves. All right. We see the 5G technology happening, right? We see that it is easy to transmit information through the airwaves. It's easy to control people's thought patterns through the airwaves. If you don't think that that's the truth, then you need to sit down and watch TV for 3 hours. Okay? Scroll through social media. How do you feel after you've done that? How do you feel after you've been on Instagram for about 30 minutes scrolling and looking at the Instagram models? How do you feel after that? What are the thoughts that come into your mind? This is what I mean by sitting with yourself and taking the time out to understand and dissect certain things. When you start dissecting things and you start to pick it apart and put it back together again, you are learning how to research, guys. You're learning how to tap into your inner genius, okay? That's what you're doing. So next time, before you get on Instagram, take a deep breath. Tap in, how am I thinking? How am I feeling right now? Okay. Get on Instagram and start looking at the Instagram models. Start looking at the stuff that's posted on Instagram, okay? Then I want you to do that for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, however long you scroll. And then just stop for a minute and think about, how do you feel now? Do you feel like you want to go get surgery? Do you feel like these bees are dumb because they got these butt lifts and implants? Are you judging? Do you want to be them now? Are you thinking of ways you can change your body and yourself? Are you angry after you watch it? Are you smiling after you watch it? Or do you feel like, oh, you know what? That's good for them that they decided to go ahead and do that for themselves. They look great. They look beautiful. They're making money. How do you feel after you have looked at that? That's going to give you an indication of how you're influenced by what you see and by what you take in. Okay? And how you're influenced through the airwaves. Now, airwaves is not just sounds. It's also what you take in through the eyes. It's also what you take in energetically. Because energy is energy, and energy and entities can travel through the airwaves. It can travel through these devices. You're an entity. You are an entity. A business is an entity. So when we're saying entities, we're not just talking about things that live in other dimensions and that live, on the other, in the invisible. We're also talking about ourselves. Okay? So if I can travel through the airwaves right now, you can hear me, and you're not sitting in the same room with me. Information travels through the airwaves, y'all. You can be influenced through the airwaves. This is the time that we're living in, and we're only going to get more magical. The world is only going to get more magical. It's only going to continue. We're already operating at a 4D, 5D level right now, right? Wow, this is why we're in 5G, 5G, 5D. Okay, fifth dimension, 5G, right? We're already operating in that level right now, all right? Some people are still operating at 3D. They got to go through and travel up the ascension line to the 4D, right? And then to 5D, okay? So some people feel like 5G is here to hurt us and harm us, and all that the COVID is here to hurt us and harm us. Okay, whatever, fine. My personal opinion, and I've never really said this out in public. I've said this to a couple of my friends in the magical community, but I've never said it out in public. My opinion is that these particular technologies are assisting us with the ascension process. Doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad. It's just what it is. It's assisting us with the ascension process. It's assisting us with, remember a while ago I posted about the crystalline light body DNA upgrade, okay? So in my opinion, what I feel, what I have tapped into, doesn't mean I'm right, doesn't mean I'm wrong. I'm just telling y'all what my experience has been, is these particular entities, the 5G and the virus, right? These particular entities right now are assisting with that upgrade. Because you see, now they're saying you got to eat a certain way. Okay, you need to have a more alkaline diet. You need to, get more sunlight. They're telling you the things that you need to do. You need to detox the body and disinfect the body, right? And that you probably need to just sit at home and do more meditation and things like that. Okay, what in that? All of those things that they're saying that we need to do in order to navigate through the entities that are currently present down here, those are ways for us to protect ourselves so that we are able to receive the upgrade through those entities, okay? So it's like a circle, right? The entities are here and it's telling us we got to eat better, drink this, and cleanse our bodies and get more sunlight, spend some time in nature, and stay away from each other and stop, basically when they're telling you to social distance yourself, they're basically saying to distance yourself from harmful things and influences and people. Because you'll find that even if you go and spend time with somebody who's on the level with you, okay, first of all, even before that, right now, you are thinking about the people in your life that mean the most to you, that make you feel good, that you guys are kind of on the same wavelength and on the same frequency. And those are the people that you tend to reach out to. Those are the people that you want to see, that you tend to spend time with, even during this time right now. You find a way to spend time with them, right? But you're also finding that the people who probably were operating at a lower vibration, you're not really talking to them anymore. They just kind of fell off. Or you're thinking about, I need to cut that person off, right? So these are things that are pushing us into that higher frequency, pushing us into the higher dimension, okay? And they're doing it through protective measures, eating healthier, being extra clean, disinfecting the home, the surfaces, and the body, social distancing, spending more time with yourself. These are all avenues of protection. These are all things that help us protect ourselves, okay? So that we are able to receive this DNA upgrade. Some people are going to be able to take it. Okay, it's just like a computer system, right? You have to have, that system has to be able to take the upgrade, because otherwise the system might crash. Everybody's system is not going to be able to take the upgrade. It is available to everyone, but everybody is not going to be able to take it, whether you have a pre-existing disease, right? Or you could be healthier than a horse physically, but if you're not healthy here and here, it can still take you out of here because it is attracted to fear. It's attracted to fear. It's attracted to low vibrational frequencies, right? And when I say it's attracted to, I'm talking about the polarized, the 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 negative pole of that particular entity is attracted to fear. It's attracted to, a low vibrational frequency. So if it attaches if the negative pole of that entity attaches itself to your energy and to your body, it starts to break it down until you are taken out of here. That's if your system is not ready for the upgrade. The upgrade can be good, it can be positive, it can be beneficial to you, okay? But if you are not taking care of your physical body, if you stay high, if you stay drunk a lot, right? What you're doing is you are blocking out and trust me, I like to have fun too, right? I like to have a cocktail here and there. But I have found that I'm rarely drinking right now. And if I do drink, I have like one glass of wine and I'm done. If I have more than that, I feel sick the next day and it takes me about 2 days to bounce back, okay? So drinking and getting high and eating foods that aren't healthy for you, you are lessening and lowering your protection. And when you lower your protection, it makes you more susceptible to the negative pole of the energies to attach itself to you and break your body down. Okay? Get your protections up. Do your research. Don't just take my word for it. Tap in. And when I say do your research, read books, watch videos, take classes. Yes, absolutely. But even take that stuff with a grain of salt. Tap in and ask your higher awareness, what does this mean for me? Okay? What do I need to do? How do I need to navigate? How do I need to put my own twist on this? Okay? Because even though what I'm saying, that's my understanding of it. Doesn't mean that it's gospel. That's my understanding of it. But I'm sharing it with you guys because I was led to share it today. Y'all know I don't hop on every single day. I hop on when I got something to say. So I was led to say this today because somebody needs to hear it. But I encourage you to do your own research. Yes, read articles, read the scientific articles, read the metaphysical articles, watch some videos. I don't watch a lot of people, but there's like 4 or 5 people that I watch on YouTube. And if I like them, I actually reach out to them and we have conversations and we talk and we form relationships, okay? They may not be best buddies, but we form relationships. I buy their products and their classes and their services. I support my community. Because I believe in the exchange of energy and the exchange of information. I'll never ask for no deals and for no nothing like that. I pay the full price and I support business. I support small businesses. I support magical businesses. I support people who are spreading good information. I may not agree with everything that they say, and I may be like, okay, that's cool. I'll do it this way, But the point is that I'm getting the information and then I tweak it and turn it into what I need it to be for me that works for me. So it's the same thing I'm saying to you. You hear me talking about this, but check in with yourself, do some research on your own, and then tap into your own higher self and see what your body and your energy is telling you to do with this information. Okay? Thank you, Doris. Thank you, El Kanye. Hey, Kali Mod. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, drinking is hard right now. It's hard. I had a glass of wine last night before I went to bed, and now I have a slight headache. So I'm not saying don't smoke and don't drink. I'm not saying don't do it at all because I can't tell you what to do. You're a human being. You're a sovereign being, and you know what feels good to you. But I'm just telling you, pay attention to how your body feels. Pay attention to your thought process. Is your mind clear? Are you able to clearly think? Are you able to clearly tap into your higher awareness and start asking these questions? Are you able to have these deep, thought-provoking conversations with yourself and then articulate it to and with other people? Are you able to write it down? Are you able to understand it and grasp it? Because being drunk and high a lot, and even eating super fatty foods and junk food, all of that stuff blocks your intuition. It blocks you. It blocks you. And trust me, I'm a person that I used to drink heavily. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I cannot smoke weed at all now. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Because it takes me too long to bounce back from it. And I just don't have that kind of time in my life. I can't drink heavily the way I used to. It hurts me physically. It hurts my body, and it brings on like a couple of days like of depression. For real, I'm telling you, it lowers my mood. If I've had too much to drink, 2 days later, I'm still trying to recover and cleanse, and it's like I got to start all over again. So pay attention, okay? Some people, when they start feeling that down, they got to keep drinking to bring themselves back up, or keep smoking or popping a pill or whatever to bring themselves back up. But if you can pay attention to that down and be like, no, if I'm gonna do that again, probably not gonna do that again. Okay. All right. Protection, guys. Protect yourselves. Start with healing. Start with eating well. And listen, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do with their diet. I love all food. I am a foodie. I was a personal chef for a while. I was starting a food business years ago. I am a foodie, but I'm a bougie foodie. Okay. I like fancy food. So, but I also like down home stuff too. I love fried chicken. I love food. I love I haven't been to the street vendors in a while because, everything that's happening with this particular virus, right? So I haven't been there in a while. I used to love to go to the taco stands and to the guys selling the fruit out here in California. They got the fruit vendors on the street. That fruit is so amazing. But I haven't been there lately because of everything that's happening. And I know they prepare that stuff in their homes, right? So, um, you know, I love food. I love it. However, I have had to shift my diet, not just because of what's happening right now, but because of what my higher self has been telling me. It told me, okay, it's time for you to get off of meat right now. I still eat fish, but I think I'm getting ready to switch out of that because I was talking to Alexis K. Tyler, and if you guys follow her on YouTube, I love her readings because she goes deep. I was talking to her, I'm talking to her, and she talks about what's happening to the water out here in California. The fish and the shrimp out here is probably not that safe to eat anymore. So I might have to start weaning myself off of fish and just go full vegetarian or full vegan for a while. That's fine with me. That's fine. I've done it before. I'm okay with that. And I can cook my ass off. So I know how to I know how to take some vegetables and turn it into something that you'd be like, damn, I don't even miss the meat in this, I know how to do that. And I know where to go to places that also know how to do that. I know there's a place out here called Olak. It's a restaurant, and they take a yam and they turn it into shrimp, and it tastes just like shrimp. They take mushrooms and turn it into octopus, and it tastes just like octopus, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So I'm just saying that to say you don't have to be vegan. You don't have to do anything. But I'm asking you to tap in and ask your body and ask your higher awareness, what is mine to do? What do I need to do to help raise my frequency, raise my vibration, improve my health, boost my immune system? What can I do to protect my body, to protect my energy? Who do I need to stop being around? What do I need to stop listening to and stop doing so that my vibration is raised, so that I can take this DNA upgrade that is happening around the planet right now, and I can shift out of 3D into 4D into 5D and above? What can I do to get me there And you tap into that, and what you'll find is that you're going to be led to certain teachers, certain teachings, certain books, certain classes, certain practices and ways of life and eating. You're going to be divinely led, not listening to what somebody else told you to do, but you're going to take the information that you hear from me and or anybody else that you've been listening to, tap into your own awareness, and then you'll be divinely led on what you need to do, what your next steps are. That's the importance of sitting with yourself, asking the right questions, meditating, and doing the work and journaling. That's why we do this. That's why you do this. Okay? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head off of here because I'm supposed to be meeting up with some friends who want to take me out for my B-day and do some fun stuff for my birthday today. Since mine fell on a Wednesday and I was working, I worked all day on my birthday. But that's cool because I love what I do. So, but please share this video. And I will be re-recording the Manifest Through the Breath Chakras class. I'm probably going to do that on Monday. I'll re-record that on Monday. And then I'll have it up and available on the website for you guys to purchase if you're interested in it. Also, my prices are going up. My services are going to be going up. And my classes, what I charge for these classes, I realized yet last night, I took a class that was like $300. And I'm like, I'm not charging enough. I'm not charging enough for the information that I give, and I'm only charging like $67 or $77 for this and for that. That is information that people pay hundreds of dollars for, thousands of dollars for. So I will be upping my price. I'm not going to charge $1,000 for it, obviously, but the price is going up on all of my services and all of my classes because I give great information. Great information. And I need to place a higher value on that information. And I don't care if it's just one person that buys it. I've got to raise the price because my spirit team told me I need to raise the price. My ancestors told me I need to raise the price. I've had other people tell me, girl, you need to raise the prices because this is good. You know what I mean? So I will be raising the price on that. And spreading my network, broadening my network to expand to people who are ready for the information and ready to make the investment. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. I'll announce what the prices are very soon. I'm going to change it on the website and send out a letter to all of my clients. So yes, Doris, I know you will. You are always in class and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, guys. So, and I encourage for you to do the same. If you know your service and you know your products are the bomb and you do great work, tap in and ask yourself, is this time for me to raise my prices? Okay, I posted about that the other day and what prompted me real quick, and then I'm gonna get off of here. What prompted me to make that post the other day about the amount of investment in time, the time value that I've invested in my practice and my business and my own self-healing and my own, you know, awakening and ascension process, putting a value on that time and how much I've already invested. It was like $30 million, like $31 million. And I'm going to tell you the interesting thing about that, because about 2 years ago, I did the math on something about how much I wanted to make annually. And it was like 31 million. It was like 31 million I wanted to be making annually. That's my goal, right? And so when I added up the time value of what I've invested in my business and in my own personal practice so far, it came out exactly to that amount. And I wasn't trying to make it come out to that amount. So this is the power of programming the subconscious mind. Okay. So for me, when I did that 2 years ago, I broke down, sorry, my phone is tripping. When I did that 2 years ago, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Somebody type yes. Okay, thank you. When I did that 2 years ago, I was thinking of ways to create a product or a service or something that could, thank you guys. Okay, good. That could generate a lot of capital, right? That could generate a lot of income. And so I took 14.99 and I broke down. I took 30 million, and then I broke it down into minutes. Okay, how much money would I need to make per minute to make 40,000? I mean, to make $30 million, and it came down to 14.99 per minute, right? So 14.99. I took, instead of saying, well, shoot, I got to find something that's going to make me that per minute, right? I said, I can use that in units. I could sell something for 14.99 per unit. And if I could get 2.1 million people to buy that particular thing per unit for 14.99, right? Then that'll bring me to 30 million, right? So that's what I did like 2 years ago. Then the other day, when I was adding up all of the energy time value, it came out to that. So what that tells me is that my subconscious mind accepted that breakdown, because see, 14.99 a unit is a lot easier for me to digest than 30 million, since I ain't never made $30 million before, right? So for me to digest that, and my subconscious mind say, okay, yeah, you can, 2.1 million people, 7 billion people on the planet. That's something that is possible. You could do, right? May take you a couple of years to do it, but you could do it, you know? So my subconscious mind already bought into that. So because it already bought into that, me just subconsciously and unconsciously adding up those values the other day, it came out to 30 million. So my subconscious mind is saying, well, whatever happens, you got to get $30 million. Okay. Again, this is the power of the mind, guys. What we do to program ourselves for whatever we want. Everybody don't want $30 million. Some people just want $30,000 and they're happy. And that's fine. You ain't got to want to be a millionaire or a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is you want, you must first put it into the subconscious mind so that it will believe that it can happen. And sometimes you got to break it down into small bits, bite-sized pieces, so that the mind will accept it more. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to go. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. So share this video. And if you want to work one-on-one with me, you guys know that you can always set up a free phone consultation. You can go to my website, opendoorhypnosis.com. And I'm still working on the last bits of recording the Be Magic program. That is soon going to be available so that you guys, because a lot of people are saying they want to take the program, but they're not sure if they can meet once a week for 2 hours, right? That they kind of just want to be able to get on whenever they can and do the program. So that's why I'm recording it right now, and I am plugging in the last bits of the hypnosis scripts in there, so that you guys, if you want the program, you can do it as a self-study, and it'll have videos, okay? So therefore, you can purchase the program, you can pay on it monthly, and then you can do it at your own pace. But I will say this. You will have to turn in your homework assignments in the Facebook group, in the Be Magic Facebook group. It is required for you to do your homework assignments, and it is required for you to engage in the Facebook group for Be Magic participants. And the reason for that is this. I don't want you to spend your money and then you not get anything out of it, because what is the point? You spending a couple $1,000s on something, you need to be utilizing that information, because the whole point in doing it is to assist you in moving from point A to point B, is to assist you in getting whatever it is that you want. is to, push you through whatever the blockage is, whatever the, exactly, Doris, the accountability is needed to push you through whatever that block that keeps you stale, stuck, and stagnant. You want to move through to the other side, right? So if you have a goal and you purchase this program for thousands of dollars, you don't want to just have it sitting there and you not do anything with it. You want to be doing the work behind it, right? So you're not going to have me there pushing you, but if you participate in the you're not going to have me pushing you the way you would if you took the class in the group every week with me there, right? But you'll hear my voice. There'll be videos and stuff like that. You'll have the book, and then it comes with hypnosis, so you'll be able to do that too. But you taking the initiative to do your homework assignments and then engaging in the Facebook group and asking questions in the Facebook group, I'm checking it. So you'll be able to still kind of have coaching from me. You won't be able to do it one-on-one like you do in the class, but it's important that if you're going to do the program that you do it full on. So it's an 8-week program, and even if you do it through self-study, you should finish in 8 weeks. Don't have an 8-week program and then stretch it out for a year, because the way it's designed is for you to do this in 8 weeks. And then I say do it every 6 months. So if you get the self-study program, right, which is yours for life, then you do it for that first 8 weeks. You set your goal and you do it. Then you can go back in another 6 months and set a new goal and say, okay, well, I hit that last goal. Now my next goal is this. And you can go back and you can do it for another 8 weeks. Okay. So that's how it's designed. You should be doing it every 6 months. Now but you should be setting up a daily practice too, because we go through how to set up a daily practice in the program as well, right? If you don't already have a daily practice, Be Magic teaches you how to develop one, okay? So having that daily practice, and then in 6 months, setting a new goal and focusing on that goal, and then having that program, having that process available to you to get you to that goal, it's just going to amp up your manifestation. It's just going to amp up all that you're trying to bring in, okay? On top of that, you being in, now, the Be Magic program is, when you sign up for Be Magic, right, you are automatically enrolled into the healing and transformation classes. Those are the classes that I do every month, okay? You're automatically enrolled in that. So that means that you're going to get that class for free for that month. Now, that might change down the line. I might give you a discount on the class. That may change down the line. But right now, those of you who sign up for Be Magic, you're also going to be enrolled into the healing and transformation course. So every month for a whole year, you're getting one free course, okay? In addition to what you're learning in Be Magic, all right? So I just wanted to give you the update on that. And yeah, so we'll be starting the next cycle, I think, in the middle of June. So I will definitely be promoting that soon. And as soon as the self-study portion of it is done, definitely that's going to be something that people can constantly sign up for and just get it right then, okay? And you'll be able to do the self-study. The book is also available, will be available for separate purchase as well, but you don't get the hypnosis tracks with it. You'll get the hypnosis script, but you won't get the tracks with it. You won't get the one-on-one coaching with it. It's just the book, and you go through the book on your own, all right? Because I want to make this available for people who are not yet ready to make the full investment, okay? But they still want to start somewhere, okay? So that just buying the book by itself, you don't get the hypnosis tracks, you don't get one-on-one coaching, and you are not automatically enrolled into the healing and transformation course. You just get the book, and then you you might want to just record the hypnosis scripts yourself on your phone and then listen back to it for yourself. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate your time and your energy. I hope that you've learned something. I know you've learned something here today. Share the video. I love you so very much. Have a wonderful Saturday. Enjoy your weekend and the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.